Greetings, fellow men of culture. As always, I'm broadcasting live from the peak of Thundercock Mountain. Like when my dog ascended to self-awareness and realized he's a dog, video game visual technology is at a complete standstill. And just like with my dog, I have to put them down. The difference is I can't have video game graphics for dinner tomorrow. You can make the argument that game visuals peaked in the 8th gen in terms of fidelity. The 360 era started with a turd, PS4 made it shiny, and now the PS5 renders highly detailed corn in it. Man, I'm getting hungry. Speaking of insatiable hunger for corn, I want to thank this video's sponsor, my channel members. I appreciate all your support, and it means a lot that you believe in the channel. You're all more than welcome on Thundercock Mountain to feast upon endless piles of poop corn. The biggest gains we see these days are in terms of performance, and sometimes we barely get that. Space Marine 2 renders swarms of enemies on screen very well. Crimson Desert portrays a huge open world with tall grass to throw used tampons into. Resident Evil 9 does a great job showing a grimy and nasty zombie world, with hideous character models and giant titties. But as far as realism goes, the faces look good, all the individually rendered strands of hair look good. The resolution is good.
These Subway cookies is fucking good! Give me two more! Give me two more!
In-depth, well-thought-out critiques only on this channel. With new titles still going through the typical launch procedure of running like absolute donkey dick until a few post-release patches, and very quickly going on sale, what exactly is the drive to increase visual fidelity? Game quality isn't getting any better. In fact, you could actually argue it's getting worse. Better graphics will only make development more expensive. The hardware required for customers to actually play these games is already as expensive as a barbecue sauce rub and tug. The spicy stuff, not the normie sauce. I want my dick to erupt like a volcano science experiment. The best path forward at this point would be to optimize the hell out of every molecule of silicone in today's hardware. Get every game running like a dream on the PS5 and Series X. Support older graphics cards for as long as possible. Make the hardware we have run smoothly until the fan blades break apart and shred our faces. And update quality titles for as long as possible. Despite all the downsides for the industry as well as the customers, that didn't stop Epic from sneaking in a little reveal for their next monstrosity, Unreal Engine 6, at the end of a Rocket League Championship event of all things. The crowd goes ballistic when the little 6 appears, as if any of them have any idea what they're even looking at. Rocket League will apparently be the first title blessed with utilizing the new engine for what seems to be a ground-up graphical overhaul of the game. That's like finding out your firstborn child is going to be retarded, but everyone's already excited, so you can't stop now. In an era of gaming where every title outside of lightweight indie games comes out running poorly, filled with bugs, and takes a few weeks at best, a few months at worst to get them into the state they should have launched in, Epic is squirting out an entirely new variable for developers to struggle with. Unreal Engine is one of the most widely adopted graphics engines in mainstream gaming. Some studios have their own internal thing like Bethesda and their embarrassing dog shit, but Unreal is one of the big boys when it comes to game development. They've been on the bleeding edge when it comes to delivering tools for developers to really push graphics in video games. The original Gears of War ran on an Unreal Engine 3 and the lighting and textures it showcased was way beyond what a lot of people had ever seen in a video game before. The issue with a new version of Unreal Engine today is that developers aren't even taking full advantage of Unreal Engine 5 yet. The PS5 is nearly 6 years old. Developers routinely release poorly optimized games for it to this day. Unless Unreal Engine 6 offers very little in terms of fidelity improvements and a whole lot in performance improvements, why would a new engine do anything but make those issues even worse? The push for photorealism continues, yet the ability for developers to take advantage of this push is at a standstill. The only ones able to even think about pushing visuals are bigger publishers in the AAA space, like Microsoft, EA, Square Enix, and others. But AAA development has reached Hollywood blockbuster levels in terms of budget. Sony continues to dump $200 million plus into several failed or failing projects. Adopting an even more advanced method of making these games, like a brand new engine, will only raise costs even more, and those unsavings will be passed on to the valued customers. The transition to learning a new engine will slow hundreds of workers down, way more compute power is required to actually work on these games, and there's still plenty of potential left in the hardware and software we have right now. Speaking of compute power, seems like the traditional model of customers buying consoles or PC components is coming to an end in a few years. The bottomless needs of the AI behemoth for more resources like RAM and processing horsepower is pricing people out of buying even mid-range PCs. I made a video a while ago about how the Nintendo Switch 2 doesn't need to exist in a world that already has the Steam Deck. Well, I'm eating a whole lot of ass right now because Valve just raised the prices of both models by more than $200 US. What used to be the universal value king of handheld gaming is now more expensive than the Switch 2 as a result of rising component costs. Nintendo will eventually have to raise the price of the Switch 2 again at some point, which is all a symptom of billionaires' obsession with dotting planet Earth with hideous AI data centers. The 5-year-old PS5 is $550 right now. Pro is $750. The Series S is $400 while the X is $600, which is a bit better, but nobody's buying those. The hardware to play video games has never been more expensive, and the costs are only going up. We are reaching the you'll own nothing and be happy era of civilization faster and faster. Eventually, the only way people will be able to afford to play new video games is by streaming them from some monthly service. They won't own a PC at all, let alone one capable of running these games because of the cost. For some reason, Epic thought it would be great to announce a brand new graphics engine at possibly the worst time. The best course of action in our current AI overlord arc is for developers and publishers to start treating current gen hardware like Cuba treats American cars. Keep this stuff going for as long as possible, or at least hold out until the AI bubble pops. I know they don't truly care about their customers, but with prices reaching obscene levels and only getting higher, Sony and Microsoft might just be forced to extend this generation for another few years. It sounds boring, because shiny new hardware is exciting, but delaying new consoles is a good thing for all of us at this point. Let developers start plopping out golden turds instead of chocolate ones. Some of the most impressive and well-remembered games came out of the end of a console's lifecycle. Chrono Trigger, which somehow keeps coming up in every one of my videos, is a game you can play forever while eating 20 pounds of buttered chicken and shitting yourself. Super Mario RPG, God of War 2, the original Shantae, are all games that came out late in a generation and are excellent showcases of what developers can make with hardware they've had several years to get familiar with. Game optimization has become a lost black magic. I've searched the world over, from the peak of Thundercock Mountain all the way to the depths of your mom's butthole, and I can't find the ancient wizards that used to craft seemingly impossible titles on aging hardware. They've abandoned humanity as punishment for our hubris. I think I understand my audience pretty well, and I think most of you are on the side of skipping or waiting for the newest of new tech and games. We live in an era of disposable everything. Some PC gamers buy the highest end model of every single generation of NVIDIA GPUs, get a brand new smartphone every year, and once their dishwasher breaks down, they toss that thing into the river and buy a brand new one. Long gone are the days of a solid steel desk fan made by one 80-year-old man who's been working in a factory since he was 9 years old, working flawlessly for 80 years. Big companies love the idea of planned obsolescence, forcing their customers to make recurring purchases. A new generation of consoles, along with a price increase for whatever subscription service you need to play online, and new games increasing in price in exchange for lower quality. We don't need to participate in this cycle anymore. I know the feeling of playing a new release alongside everyone else when the internet is buzzing about it. You kind of feel like you're a part of something. But until we're finally through this AI race to the bottom, we're going to have to make the absolute most out of what we have for the next few years. If you guys are anything like me, that won't be a problem at all. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.